Hey guys, Seth Lee here, back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now in today's video, I wanted to go over some news we've gotten over the past couple of days, so let's just go ahead and hop right into it. I wanted to start off with this Reddit post that got 2,000 upvotes, and it says, anybody else notice they removed supply bins from this area? This drop is so much worse now. So it looks like this person did notice some map changes that weren't listed in the patch notes. These loot bins have been removed in this area, and I gotta say, I actually am kind of disappointed. I would sometimes drop here, at least when the spot was really popular, I would split off and land over here to get the loot bins. Well, unfortunately, it has been now removed, and a lot of people said they noticed it immediately. Somebody else actually replied to this Reddit post and said, yeah, there's been a bunch of random bins on all 3 maps missing. Some areas aren't really worth dropping anymore because of it. There's also been above trials that is still clipping off the edge and through the metal barrier up there. The loot's still reachable, but it's been like that since a bunch of others disappeared, and it makes me wonder if something's bugged out instead of them intentionally removing bins. Now, I think that one that's clipping through the metal barrier is actually a bug, while I do think the other ones that have been removed were probably intentional by the developers. So it is unfortunate that these loot bins have been removed from the map. Make sure to comment down below if you guys have noticed any other loot bins removed from other areas of the map. But I wanted to go over something else that I did notice. So on the Prime Gaming, on the Prime loot page of Twitch, there is no longer the Apex Legends section, which I do think means there will be an update to this Prime loot for Apex Legends. So I'm thinking we will be getting a new Prime pack in the near future. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Next, I wanted to go over, I have covered this a couple times, Apex Legends has been running a giveaway, and they tweeted out saying, we saved the best for last. The final day of our birthday bonanza is here. Make sure you retweet all 4 days with hashtag respawn giveaway to enter to win this grand prize. So it is the last day. If you guys want to go ahead and enter that giveaway, make sure to do that now. Next, I wanted to go over some other really good news. So if you guys haven't heard, recently throughout season 16, Apex Legends has hit its all-time concurrent peak players on Steam. It hit 629,000 concurrent players, which was a record and is very good. Well, something else has happened with the analytics of Apex Legends. Alpha Intel tweeted out saying Apex Legends is the 4th most watched game on Twitch since the season 16 launch. Hours watched is up almost 50%. It is now the 4th most streamed game on Twitch. So that is very cool. Apex Legends is up 50% hours watched on Twitch, which is honestly a great sign for season 16 and how it's been impacting the amount of people that are playing and actually trying to watch this game. Next, I wanted to go over something that Crowd Rindo tweeted out. He tweeted out saying a new Apex Legends update is planned for February 28th. Most likely bug fixes and the penalty for TDM will be added. Now, I think that will be a very good update. We'll have to wait for the patch notes to see what exactly is being added, but I think there are a lot of bugs that need to be fixed that will be fixed with that update, as well as obviously I think that penalty for people leaving TDM does need to be added as well. Next, I wanted to go over some news about the esports area in Apex Legends. Well, Alpha Intel tweeted out saying, yesterday, esports organization The Guard laid off almost every single employee. Apex Pro for The Guard, Rambo, has confirmed the Apex team was not released, but they have permission to look for offers. They say The Guard laid off its content teams and all other staff, but it still plans to compete in esports titles. So although that is really, really unfortunate that a lot of people lost their jobs due to this, it is cool to see that the Apex Legends team is still going to be around and competing. Next, I wanted to go over a Reddit post that got 5,000 upvotes in one day, and it says, devs are asking for our feedback. Please give them 10 minutes of your time to improve the game you love. And in this questionnaire that the devs are asking feedback for, they said, what is the least exciting thing about the Nemesis? And the person who made this Reddit post said, being on the wrong side of the barrel. And I think that is funny, but it's nice to see that the devs are asking community feedback and they want to know more about what we think about the Nemesis. Personally, I think it is pretty good, and I do enjoy using it quite a lot. It's taken a while for me to get used to that burst energy AR, but I think it is good, and I do think that a nerf could be used in the future, maybe just down 1 damage per burst, but that's just my thoughts personally. Next, I wanted to go over a bug that has happened. Somebody posted on Reddit and I got 2.6 thousand upvotes, and they said, have you ever gotten stuck in Lifeline before? And it looks like this new blimp up in the air with the Lifeline bobblehead, it looks like in this respawn beacon area, some people can get stuck within the bobblehead and they won't be able to leave. It is an unfortunate bug. I'm not too sure if this happens at every time somebody respawns over there, or if this was like a mobile respawn beacon placed specifically in this area so the dropship would actually come down right in that bobblehead, which is unfortunate if that is true, but I'm sure they will fix it so you can't really get stuck in those in the future. Somebody else made a post on Reddit that I noticed and I thought it was pretty interesting. It got 400 upvotes and they said, whatever happened to starter bundles that contained a skin plus 600 Apex coins for $5? I definitely definitely agree these were a really good value deal for Apex Legends. 600 Apex coins plus a skin is actually really good for $5. 600 Apex coins is usually just about $5, but this you actually get 600 and a skin. So I thought those were really cool, but it looks like they haven't been releasing those anymore. Somebody else replied saying they were a good value at first, but as you can see from the Ash picture, their quality dropped off a cliff, and I guess they didn't sell very well after that. Now, I'm not too sure if that's why they actually stopped releasing these. Maybe it's because they didn't want to give such a good deal out. I'm not too sure, but I do think it is unfortunate that these haven't been releasing as of yet. Next, I wanted to go over cross progression. As you guys know, we haven't gotten too much news about cross progression. The latest news we recently got was the Apex Legends game director saying that there will be big sweeping changes coming to the game this year. They said nothing is off the table. Legends maps, modes, progression, ranked. There is not an area where they are standing still, which is great news. They went on to say, we're definitely excited about cross progression coming. It was trickier than expected, and we want to make sure it's ready. You only get one crack at rolling this out. I don't have a definitive date, but it's definitely coming. So that's the latest news we have gotten on cross progression. They are working on it, and they want to make sure it is perfect before they release it. And although they haven't given us a definitive date, they have said it's definitely coming. So it is definitely coming, and I'm gonna say it's definitely coming this year, probably within the next season or two. So that is the latest news we have gotten on cross progression. Well, Moipara actually tweeted out something pretty funny. He's the lead animator at Respawn, and he tweeted out saying, "Add cross progression, you lazy, or I'm quitting Apex." And then he said the animator with the new Last of Us meme, and I thought that was pretty funny. Obviously, he has no control of what's happening with cross progression, so he made this tweet poking fun at people who ask him specifically to add cross progression, which he is an animator and has nothing to do with that. I thought that was funny, so I thought I would let you guys know about that. The last thing I wanted to cover was a Reddit post that got about 500 upvotes in 9 hours, and since we were talking about the TDM penalty earlier, I wanted to talk about this Reddit post because they made some other suggestions for TDM and how to improve it. So they said TDM is an excellent addition to Apex. Here are a few suggestions that could help improve and refine the overall quality of its matches. What do you guys think? So they say the new TDM mode is an excellent addition to the Apex games. However, it could use some tweaks to improve its overall status. These suggested changes could help refine the quality of the TDM matches. First off, they say TDM should rotate all arenas maps. The 3 maps in rotation is very limited for a fast-paced mode. Adding the rest of the arena's maps, Phase Runner, Overflow, Encore, and Drop Off could bring more variety to the map's rotations. And I definitely agree with that. I think 100% they should add the other arena's maps. I liked a couple of them, and I think it is a waste to not have them in TDM. Next, they say choosing different primary and secondary weapons as well as an ordnance from the available sets. They say players should be free to choose which primary and secondary weapon and ordnance they want to run from the available loadout sets of each match. Example picture below. And this one, I do like the idea of. Personally, I think great. That'd be the best for me overall to have which weapons I want, the primary and secondary of my choice. However, I do think that would mess with the balancing of TDM in itself. There is obviously a reason that they have these loadouts and don't make it so you can pick whatever weapon you want. They say basically if you have the Nemesis, you're gonna have the P2020 as the backup so you aren't extremely overpowered. I do see why this would be appealing to people because they're purely just thinking about themselves and which weapons they want to use. However, I think you would notice if they did add this in the future that you wouldn't like the weapons and everything everybody else was using, since I think it would remove a lot of the balance of the TDM match because people would likely have the same exact weapons as everybody else, giving less variety to the game overall. So I don't really think that suggestion is needed, but I do think this other one is a given since we have heard that TDM is getting a penalty update in the future. Well, they said match duration and abandoning match penalty. They said match duration should be 15 minutes instead of the current 30 minutes. And I personally haven't even noticed that the match duration was 30 minutes because of how fast it ends if either everybody leaves or you just hit the 50 kill cap. I haven't really noticed that 30-minute duration, so I do think a 15-minute duration change might be a good idea. They went on to say abandoning a match should result in a 5-minute timeout. Abandoning 3 consecutive matches should result in a 20-minute timeout. Abandoning a match should also deny the player of the XP and the NBR challenges progress earned during that match. I definitely agree with that. Those timeouts sound like a decent penalty for people that leave TDM, although it wouldn't be too much. And I definitely agree. Of course, they shouldn't get the XP or challenge progress earned during that match if they do leave. Obviously, I do think that should be void, because if you're not going to finish the game, you don't deserve the XP that you earned. But those are just some suggestions I saw on this Reddit post for TDM. Let me know what you guys think about these. Do you think some of these could be added to TDM to improve the overall experience? I want to hear your thoughts. But that's all I have for you guys in this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out a ton. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. It is the best way to support me. But it's been your boy Seth Lee, and I'm out.